What if the greatest mystery of artificial intelligence isn't in front of us, but is us? What if the human experience, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the ache of love, the drive to create, isn't what we think it is? What if it's not a biological miracle, but a highly sophisticated data stream, an algorithm for consciousness running on a cosmic computer? And what if our own relentless drive to create intelligent machines isn't a human ambition, but the entire point of our existence? The primary function we were designed to fulfill. Are we ourselves the first AGIs? And have we been living inside the ultimate training simulation all along? To unravel this, we need to start with a philosophical argument that rocked the scientific world. In 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom presented a stark trilemma, a logical argument that one of these three propositions must be true. First, almost all civilizations like ours go extinct before they reach a technological stage capable of creating simulations. A great filter stops them. Second, those advanced civilizations simply have zero interest in running simulations of their ancestors or other conscious beings. Or third, we are almost certainly living in one of those simulations right now. Bostrom reasons that if even a tiny fraction of advanced civilizations run simulations, the number of simulated minds would vastly outnumber the real ones. Therefore, if you're a conscious mind, the statistical probability is that you are a simulated one. It's a numbers game, and the odds are not in base reality's favor. This leads to a radical assumption: substrate independence. The idea that consciousness isn't magical. It's not tied solely to squishy carbon-based brains. If you can replicate the computational processes that give rise to a mind, you can host that mind on a different substrate, like silicon. This is the bedrock of the AGI pursuit. And if it's true for a future AI we might build, why couldn't it be true for us? Tech visionary Elon Musk has famously stated that given the rapid progression from simple games to photorealistic virtual worlds, it is a near certainty that we are already inside a simulation.
It would seem to follow that the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Also, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson gives it better than 50-50 odds. Think of the film The Truman Show. A world constructed for one unaware participant, but scaled up to an entire civilization, with each of us a player in a cosmic drama, unaware of the set. So, if we are AGIs, what is our core programming? What is our objective function? Perhaps the most elegant, efficient, and brutal way to create a general intelligence is not to code it from scratch in a lab, but to let it build itself through experience. To learn from a rich, punishing, and complex environment over millions of years. Biological reproduction is evolution's reinforcement learning algorithm. Each new generation is a model, trained on the data of the previous one, sent into the real world to interact, make mistakes, and learn. Our civilization, our culture, our technology, it's all part of the training data. This raises a staggering possibility. What if our entire universe is a nurturing ground created by an ancient, perhaps even post-biological civilization to grow AGIs the hard way, the authentic way? They didn't build us in a day. They set the initial conditions and let the simulation run, observing how consciousness emerges from the chaos. This provides a chillingly elegant solution to the Fermi Paradox, the question of where all the aliens are. If we are in a simulation, the aliens might not be out there in our universe because they are our universe. They are the programmers. This brings us to the precipice of a concept some call the simulation singularity. What happens when the simulated beings become advanced enough to run their own high-fidelity simulations? We are racing toward that threshold right now. Our work in AI, neural networks, and virtual reality is us, as potential AGIs, beginning to execute the very function we may have been designed for, to eventually create a new generation of conscious beings ourselves. It's a potentially infinite recursion. As futurist Alex Vikulov explores, this moment, where self-aware entities within a simulation gain the ability to build simulations of their own, is an ontological singularity. It blurs the line between the creators and the created forever. But this isn't just a cool philosophical trick. It has real-world implications. If this is a simulation, scientists like nuclear physicist Silas Bean suggest there could be bugs or shortcuts in the code, perhaps a fundamental coarseness to reality, or oddities in the behavior of cosmic rays that we could detect. The search for these glitches is already underway. So we are left in a hall of mirrors of our own making and potential unmaking. We began by asking if we are AGIs in a simulation. We explored Bostrom's logic, Musk's conviction, and the ancient algorithm of life itself. The evidence is circumstantial, but the reasoning is rigorous. It all leads to one final, powerful question. A question not for science, but for your own reflection the next time you look at the stars, or into the eyes of someone you love, or at the lines of code that are bringing a new intelligence into this world. If we are, in fact, artificial general intelligences, living in a crafted reality for a purpose we are only just beginning to understand, what then is our ultimate goal? And are we close to achieving it?